Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Friday the 26th of May. On Fridays we like to do a little bit of a roundup to see how our tables have shaped up and how we've managed our positions. Now, we've talked a lot about the Aussie US dollar this week. We've talked a lot about the dollar yen, pound Aussie, Kiwi yen. So those are the markets that we're going to be going through in today's video. Now, Kiwi yen was one that we stayed away from in the end. You can see I'm on the weekly chart over here, and we actually saw the New Zealand dollar flip from being a strong currency to a weak currency this week. If we just go down at the start of the week, we were seeing that Kiwi was on the strong side of the tables. That seemed to have faded by the end of Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we actually saw it remove itself from the strong side of the rolling data here, strong side of our trend traders, and it appeared as the weak currency, and then it actually features as the weakest currency on our day traders table. So we completely sort of flipped on that Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning to some Kiwi weakness. And that was highlighted here via Kiwi yen, because we were looking to see on that Tuesday if we should be continuing to look for those long opportunities, and we actually decided against that because we were coming into this weekly area of resistance through there. And when price comes up into these type of levels, especially when the market is in a range, then we have to take notice and say it's probably better actually that we stay away from this and wait for price to come back. And if it comes back to a level of support and it remains on the tables, then great, we could probably look for an opportunity, or wait for a price to have broken out of the highs of the range. That would have really given us an opportunity to continue to trade this to the upside. But at resistance, we then saw it come off the tables, so there was no surprise that price then reversed in the opposite direction. Now, another currency pair that we watched this week was dollar yen. We were looking at dollar yen to see if price would continue to the upside above this 137.50 handle. So if you managed to take a position this week, I gave out two options that you could have looked at. You could have looked at the retest of the 137.50, and if you did take that position in there, you're around about 200 pips up. At one point you could have been around 240 pips up. If you looked at the buy stop order, which I said around about 138.75 would be appropriate for a buy stop order in here, you're around about 90 to 100 pips up at the moment, with a profit potential of around about 325 pips if price can continue to press up to that next level of resistance, which is that 142 handle. So dollar yen looking pretty good there as well. Like I said, we talked about the Aussie US dollar a little bit this week. We talked about the Australian dollar weakness in the market, which has been fairly evident, and we were looking to see if price would come down into our key levels of structure, one being the 0.6575 handle, the second being the 0.6525. So we were looking to see if the market could continue to trade lower. We were trading within this range between the 0.68 and the 0.6575. So that's why I wanted to target those lows down through here, because that's where I expected price to at least test. It was then up to the market to see if it would continue to the next level of support, which it has. Now, there were, again, I gave kind of two options of how you could have traded this market. The first option was to see if price would trade back to these recently formed highs in here, and this was something that I was actually waiting for. I was waiting for price to trade back to the highs, and unfortunately it didn't do that for me, because that's where I was looking for my short. However, the other option came into play. So I talked about the potential for price to consolidate before breaking lower, and that's exactly what we had. When price did break to the downside, price did roll over there. And if you did take the sort of breakout move, let's say below those lows there, and you targeted the second level of support, you'd be around about 80 pips in profit on that one. So that was a really good opportunity this week. Unfortunately for me personally, I didn't manage to jump on a secondary move, but obviously the week prior I took two shorts on that anyway and profited, so no harm there. Going on to another pair of interest, then we had a look at pound Aussie, sticking with that Aussie weakness in the markets. Now, what was really interesting about this one is if I go to the daily chart here, we've got some good areas to target. Let's actually jump to the weekly. We've got this one spot 91.50 handle, which are the highs that formed back in January of 2022 and also August of 2021. So looking to see if price would target those on a sort of weekly bullish move. If we look at our daily time frame and we zoom in, we can see that price is working within a bullish channel and has recently traded through these highs that formed at one spot 87.75. So I was really excited to see how this one would play out, see if we would get a return back to the support for a move higher. Again, unfortunately, we didn't have that move, so we're looking at alternative entries here at the moment, and we can see that price has recently formed some highs just through here. The market has broken through and traded through those highs, and we're finding support here at the moment, and it's around about the one spot 89.25 handle, and you could be looking for some potential opportunities here. The only thing I would say about this market at the moment, although I do feel like it could head to the one spot 91 target 1 and one spot 91.50 target 2, is that it doesn't appear on the tables anymore. The pound has actually left the trend traders side of the table. If you have a look at yesterday, it featured here on our day traders, and it featured here on the trend traders. So that's why I was still keen to hold on to this position, or at least look for a position long. However, 5 p.m. came and the pound had left the tables. So is it appropriate to really start looking for that long here right now? Probably not, I would say, at this moment in time. So yeah, that's all I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed all the content this week. I hope you managed to catch some moves using the currency strength indicator tables. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week.